Welcome, listeners, to a special festive episode from the Wednesday Night Crew, where we dive into the extraordinary and unexpected tales that unfold in the most wonderful time of the year. This episode is a twist on classic holiday narratives. In a world where the unusual meets the magical, join us on a journey through the unexpected as we explore how the Ghouls saved Christmas. Set against the backdrop of modern-day festivities, this heartwarming yet eerie tale unfolds in ways that will challenge your preconceptions of the holiday season. So grab a cup of hot cocoa, snuggle up by a fire, and prepare to be enchanted by a story that combines the spirit of giving with a touch of the supernatural. It's time to unwrap a different kind of holiday magic with the Wednesday Night Crew. Let's listen.
Hello and welcome to our Christmas one-shot a few days after Christmas. We will be playing a one-shot called The Ghouls Who Saved Christmas, and it is based, the rule set we're using is Sandy Peterson's Cthulhu Mythos for 5th edition, so it's going to use the 5th edition of the world's greatest role-playing game, if we want to talk about copyright infringements. So we'll be using those rules, but it's this particular rule set adds Cthulhu Mythos to that particular game if you want to look at from Peterson Games. There might be different rules in the game that I'm not aware of because I haven't really studied them, but I figured that this one shot seemed like a fun idea and it uses the rules that we know, so I don't really have to learn too much. So I've given every one of you a pre-generated ghoul character. This is going to take place in a modern day setting, so despite being Cthulhu Mythos ghouls using D&D rules, it will be in a 21st century city, modern day, like you see it about. And, to get things started, I'll read a little box text and then we can introduce our characters. Shall we? I'll be your keeper of secrets tonight. I'm Chris. All right, here's the introduction. Today is the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, and it has been significant for many people throughout the ages as a turning point where winter arguably gradually gives way to spring and the promise of rebirth. It also has significance to a group of ghouls. Christmas is almost here. Even a ghoul such as you guys enjoy the Christmas spirit. While most other ghouls, do not celebrate the holiday, you enjoy the sights and the sounds and the smells. Sitting in the graveyard you guys call home atop your favorite tombs, you can look over the city and see all the lights and decorations. You talk about heading down to some of your favorite restaurants to see what is on the menu and maybe liberate a meal from the trash cans. At least you can see what your human friends among the homeless are up to, especially Santa Sam. He always has the best stories to tell and knows where the best food is. And there you go. It's the solstice, and you guys are getting hungry. Tell us who you are. We'll start with... Oh, there you go. We'll start with Sean then.
I am Sean, and I'm playing Dorgan today. I am, I guess, a cleric class. And yeah, as Chris said, I really enjoy Christmas. I'm not exactly sure why, because my memory's hazy, but there was I can't talk about that, but something happened and I got a lot of good memories of Christmas from somebody. So that's why I enjoy the holiday.
Fair enough.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm playing Herpo tonight, and she just, has a good time in life. She loves the world and playing around in it and messing with some other people who also live in the world. And Christmas is just that great time of year where everyone's happy and jolly. Ho ho ho.
Jonathan, we move to you.
Uh-oh, can't hear you.
It helps if you unmute. Hi, I'm Jonathan. And tonight I'm playing the ghoul Grotushko. We'll go with that. And my the memory I have that I'm most fond of in Christmas is on Christmas morning I shot a Shoggoth in my pajamas. I don't know how he was wearing my pajamas, but
Nice.
Then if you're all done, we can head over to Bill.
Hi, name's Bill. I'm also playing a ghoul. name's Ziffo, right then? And I'm a pretty casual kind of guy. I like long walks through the snow. It's a big Christmas thing, you know. Um, had a lot of I always have a lot of good meals on Christmas. It's just always it's a good time for me. Don't like I don't like to get my hands dirty though, if I can help it. And as he says that, he just kind of like picks at his nails a little bit and kind of, you know, fixes his shirt.
All right, well, let's move on to Chad then.
Curl kind of pops up out of the ground like a gopher next to Ziffo. Hands dirty. Well, that's something you don't really have to worry about it because you're just going to be back down in the ground getting all that dirt back in your hands because there are tasty morsels back here. And I have to agree with all of you that, you bite into those tasty tidbits and just all those Christmas memories come flooding back. And what's nice is that you just get to relive those memories with every bite. Just a new Christmas in every bite.
All right, and finally we'll get to Andrew.
I am Psycho. I am a bard. I have a speech impediment because my extra sharp snaggle teeth kind of chew up my mouth. As far as a Christmas memory, they're not the trigger warning. They're not always the happiest because many people become depressed to their detriment on the holidays. And I pick up those memories when I eat them.
Very good. And fair point about trigger warning. It is a Cthulhu game, so it is going to get into some dark territory. So,
oh yeah, body horror. Forgot about that.
As fun as we're all going to have, I think we'll get into some dark game stuff. So yeah, it's a solstice. It's almost Christmas, and you guys are ready to make it out onto the town to see Santa Sam. You're one of your homeless buddies who's always joyful this time of year. He dresses up like an old Santa Claus outfit, but he's always a happy guy. You knew he was in the army at one point, but he seems okay. And like it's the city. You've been there. You know to dress up, maybe put the hood up, and if you look like one of the the more the homeless, the vagrant, the like the without you're easily ignored for the most part as long as you put up your thing and you're able to go out after dark and make your way through the city. So tell me what you guys want to do.
Ziffo just gets a nice overcoat on. Nice meaning like it has no holes, but it's really grimy. Throws on a really dirty Santa hat, tilted to the side a little bit, looks at it, checks, kind of checks the angle out and stuff, and says, right, guys, we heading out. Let's go see Sam. Come on, it's Christmas. I can't wait to learn a new song. Every time I have Christmas dinner, I always get to learn a new song. It's great.
We can carol with the Salvation Army, fit right in.
Yeah, but nobody ever gives out the good toys to the Salvation Army. We're after whatever the hot Christmas toy of the year is. I just want to see how far some of these people will go to get their boys and girls some of those toys, because a few of them will end up, maybe down by us, because things always go a little too far around the holidays, and that's when we get to really celebrate.
All right, so you move into move through the city to the restaurant row of the city where that you maybe will be able to get some food. The homeless are cutting across there, and You see the rear of Rockwell Restaurant, which is like a high quality place. They usually got good scraps of food in the back, good people out back. And you notice that, despite it being, relatively early, I mean, it got dark early. You're not getting out too late, but you notice that it's oddly quiet as you approach. And you see that the restaurant is dark and closed early tonight. And arrayed around the trash cans is a group of the local homeless, many with their heads bowed. Police tape flutters in the chill wind. One of the homeless women, a woman you know as Senora, notices you approach, and you see in her eyes the tears of grief. "Oh, no, Santa Sam was murdered here last night," she says. She then pulls out a piece of newspaper and offers it to you.
Said last night?
"Oh, they found him this morning." And she hands you the newspaper clipping. "It's terrible. Santa Sam, this was his time of year to happen this time."
There's
What
not like a finger wrapped around in the newspaper, is there? The sheriff there was, right?
No. They've taken him to the morgue already.
Sounds like a pretty fun place to go, but what do we know? What happened to Santa Sam?
It's right there in the paid newspaper. And I apologize for not having, typed it out for you.
I grabbed the article, and I huddle up next to as many of the gang as I can, and so we can all share in reading it.
All right, so here's what it says. It's the Daily Town Crier newspaper from this morning's edition. And it says, "Third Santa slain. December 20th at approximately 8:15 p.m., transient veteran Samuel Mitchell, 54, was rummaging through the trash behind the Rockwell restaurant, looking for his evening meal. He should have gone to the local soup kitchen instead. Kitchen workers at Rockwell's discovered the body of Mr. Mitchell behind the trash cans at approximately 8:30 p.m. and called 911. Upon arrival, detectives noted his throat had been broadly sliced open and his entire tongue removed. This was the third in a string of murders following this M.O. The police have eliminated robbery as a motive in all three murders, as no valuables were taken from any of the victims. Santa Claus is also a common link between the three victims. The latest victim, Mr. Mitchell, was nicknamed Santa due to a penchant for wearing the filthy remains of a Santa Claus costume. While Mr. Mitchell did have mental health issues, likely stemming from trauma suffered during his military service, he did not appear to have the delusion of actually being Santa Claus. December 18th, after 9 p.m., Gregor Petrovich, 76, was heading home after completing his shift as the Cottonwood Plaza Mall Santa Claus. After a long day of having tots tiny and not so tiny sitting on his knee, Gregor was looking forward to returning home to ice down his knees and settle down for a long winter nap. Instead of being dead tired, he was just plain dead. December 19th at 7:30 p.m., fashion model Hugh Price, 35, sat in his dressing room at a local advertising agency. The photo shoot he had just finished was for a line of menswear he felt would finally catapult him to the big leagues. It would definitely be better than the Santa photo shoot earlier this year. His next photo shoot would be with a police forensic photographer.
Is this the New York Post we're reading or something? Jeez.
Yeah,
Tabloid edition.
Was this the Inquirer?
Nice.
Come on.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Did the person who hand us the whole newspaper or just a clipping of this story?
Just a clipping.
I will ask, hey, does anyone have the whole paper? Because I'm interested to see if we have like maybe fuller obituaries of the other two guys since they died a couple days ago. Like maybe we know where they're buried or where their corpses are for whatever reason. We might want to know that.
They may be at the morgue too. We've been there a couple of times, remember?
Yeah, but I thought, well, maybe we will, instead of having to go to the morgue, like maybe we're lucky and they're at our graveyard. Maybe it's a little bit closer to home. Anyhow, I'm asking the other people if they have the whole paper.
They do not have any more of the paper. She says, like they've used it for fuel for their their
Oh yeah, that's
newspaper.
right. You guys get cold. I understand. Are they cold now? Because I could give them like a little sacred flame over their little garbage can to keep them a little warm.
Oh, that would be most helpful, Dorgan. That would be very great.
Yeah. So I tell them I'm sorry for their loss. I set their little garbage can on fire with the sacred flame. so that they've got a little bit of warmth in these cold, hard times. And I'll let somebody else decide where we go from here.
Glassy move, brother. Glassy move.
I lean. How do you say? Is it Herpo?
Herpo.
Herpo.
Yeah.
I lean into Herpo and I say, this was Sam's old hat. He gave it to me.
Oh no.
That's all I have left of him.
Why would they kill Santas? Santa's the best.
I
This
mean,
doesn't make any sense.
not at all. So where do we go? Where do we go, gang? You think we maybe try to maybe head down to the morgue and see if we can scope anything else out? Do we mug somebody and take their phone and look up stuff on it?
I mean,
I
want to go
won't.
check out. I want to go check out the trash cans behind the restaurant here. That's where he was murdered. Maybe there's something there still.
Oh, good. That's a good call.
Good
We're here
call.
already.
Yeah, in fact, Zippo, he gets real close. He's kind of reaches up the top hole and pulls it down to his nose. Oh, yeah, you can still kind of smell Sam. Yeah, got a goody smell. He goes, maybe I can help sniff him out while we're looking around, see the exact spot.
So yeah, you guys want to? You're taking a look around the crime scene then behind the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Why don't one of you give me an investigation check? See what you can find.
Can I do that with advantage using my grave nose?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had my dice.
Any leaves?
Sorry, I was late. Okay. Oh, gonna need it. 14.
So I mean, like you look around, you see some turned over garbage cans. You see the chalk outline, as it were, of what, where the body was clearly found.
Well, that's about all I smell. I think he leans in over the grave, the chalk outline. Yeah, right there. That's where it happened.
And like you see what is probably blood, but like at this point it might have been cleaned up at least somewhat hastily, as after the crime scene, but not completely, especially for ones with your penchant for sniffing things out. You could tell, like, oh, they missed a spot here, missed a spot there,
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise it's been cleaned up, and there's nothing more that you can necessarily figure out from here.
Well,
So off to the morgue, yeah.
To the morgue.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
hopefully we get in this time. We're like 0 for 6, but I feel like we're going to be lucky this time. I saw a little tunnel there last time we were there. I think just a little digging through, we can get right through.
So yeah, as I mentioned previously in the chat, is that all of you know the city morgue, the overnight man at the city morgue, the overnight attendant. His name is Gordo the Ghoul, who's not a ghoul. That's just what they call him because he works the late shift. But you've made arrangements with him before. He's made arrangements with you, whether it's it's a tit for tat kind of thing where he says like, oh, some John Does are about to be cremated. Maybe you guys want to enjoy some things. And you were like, hey, we found some interesting things in the Warrens that maybe you want to sell. So you guys got like a nice little relationship going on here. So he's well aware of you guys and what you do, but he finds you funny. He finds you guys funny. He says you guys are more talkative than his usual clientele in the evening. And yeah, like, and you usually get in through the back door, and that's where you find yourself knocking on this back door. And then Gordo himself, he's a large middle-aged man, kind of dark hair. His eyes are all constantly bloodshot, and he goes outside and he lights up a cigarette. I was just here for my break, and it's you guys coming in. How's it going tonight? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Gordon, Merry Christmas. Good to see you. I go in for the handshake and the half hug, like the bro hug.
He totally gives you that, like, oh, oof. Yeah, you looking nice and sharp there, Zepho.
We wanted to go see Sammy and found out Santa Sam ain't around no more. He's
You want to see Sammy? It just so happens you can go in there and see him right now. Oh, sorry, my condolences. Forgive me. Were you friends?
Oh, yeah. This was his old hat.
Well,
he gave it to me. Sorry.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't know this guy, but yeah, he's the latest in the thing, I guess. Did you read it? Hear about this? They're calling it the Kringle Killer. This intrepid reporter, he figured it out before those dummy police couldn't even figure out. I could have told you all three of these guys had some Santa connections. These police saying, "Oh no, it's just here's a muggin. It's just another muggin." No, this is a serial killer.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened to Sam, but I kind of feel like we need to do what we can to save Christmas and try to make sure nobody else falls the same fate.
Man, for a bunch of flesh-eating ghouls, you guys got real hot, I tell you.
I mean, that's me. I don't think the gang wants to see any unnecessary deaths of people trying to spread festive goodness.
Well, come on in. Here he stubs out his cigarette on the side of the wall. Come on in. It ain't a pretty sight, but yeah, I'm sure you've seen much worse.
I mean, out of game, my alignment. I don't have evil in my alignment. It is chaotic neutral, however. So I mean, because eating flesh and stuff, I guess, right? But yeah. So
you're
I'm not
evil for doing that.
Yeah. I'm not anti-Christmas. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
This time of year makes you feel cold and dead inside, which is kind of nice. So.
So yeah, he takes you into the morgue where he's like, yeah. So here's Sam Santa Mitchell, and he pulls it out, and you see, it's Sam, but like his whole, like his throat, his mouth is all tore up.
So
like they took his tongue out. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. So
I got the other two here if you want to look at them as well.
Yeah, sure. We want to look at all of them, but Gord, you might want to, unless you're getting used to it, you might want to turn around for a minute or two.
Hey, listen, this is still under investigation, so just a nibble, all right?
Yeah, I lean in. Assuming he's wearing.
Maybe take one of the toes, all right?
Yeah, I lean.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get some of the files while you do you do your thing, okay?
I'd lift the cover up or whatever and try to find like an inconspicuous spot to just take a quick nibble and do a little bit of psychic exploring, if you will.
Absolutely.
And I motioned. I say, hey, we should probably divvy up. Maybe somebody else get a bit of Sam, and then the other guys go try the other one, so we can cover all our bases here. We need to know what's going on.
Agreed. Yes.
So yeah, you pull out the other two, which similarly similar, the mouth is destroyed, the tongues have been removed from the bodies that you see of the other ones. And it sounds like your guys are digging in.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do like a good tongue, but we got to get answers. Go for some other stuff.
Carl's over with Dorgan, and he pulls down the sheet of the fashion model, and Carl kind of stumbles back. Oh my God! Did you see the tenderloin on that one?
Yeah, as I said, it's still under investigation there, so
Okay.
I mean,
more of an appetizer, less of a meal. Okay.
these guys were all homeless, or just our friend? Because
No. This guy was the mall Santa, all right. And at this point, he comes back in with he's got all the files in his hands. That one's your mall Santa. It's an older gentleman. This is the hotshot model. You're not going to need model work anymore. I'll tell you what, closed casket all the way. Sorry, forgive me, gallows humor. So yeah, I assume they both had jobs. They both had homes.
got it.
But this guy,
I was gonna
Santa,
say, because the homeless guy, they won't notice if he's missing an extra couple toes or whatever. But these other guys, you might be able to get more creative. Like if you've opened them up, I could go for something that maybe they wouldn't notice was missing, like a gallbladder or part of a spleen.
You just want the good stuff.
Well,
Heard this line before.
I am a connoisseur.
You fancy
All right.
types. You always
All
eat the trash parts of the human.
all right, you can have some of this. Who is this? This is from Hugh. You can have some of Hugh. Hugh Price's. He's a young one. He'll nice and fresh for you, unless you like it aged. I don't know.
I like.
Tell me. I don't. I'm not.
I'd like the guy who's been dead the longest.
Well, in that case, you
Got a little
want
bit of flavor.
you want Gregor here, Father Christmas, the mall Santa. Here you go.
I'll take a little Walsall.
And this point, he does like he's got, he does some cleanup, so he gives you some the internals affairs. And apologies to anybody who's queasy right now.
Oh, all good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
So, because all of these are over. Well, Sam might not. Is Sam over 24 hours?
No, Sam is within the 24 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then technically, it's no benefit other than nourishment if it's under 24 hours.
All right. Well, tell me again what Psychic Feast entails for, I know I looked at it, but I don't have it in front of me.
So mine says, when you feed on the flesh of a dead human or monster, you gain some of their memories and knowledge. The older the creature, the stronger the memories.
No, the older the corpse.
Yeah.
Mine says
So
the older the creature
Oh,
/ human, the stronger the memories.
well, maybe
Oh.
yours is different.
Mine
Mine
says
says
the-
corpse too.
Yeah, mine
Mine's-
says the older the
mine's-
corpse.
Well,
Age of the meat.
Sean's is from unfortunately, there was only 5 for this adventure, so Sean got a kind of a generic also one, so maybe there were little changes. I don't know how it's, but I'm assuming it's older the corpse, but maybe you get pleasant memories from this a life well lived through the old man.
I just figured his memories would be stronger because he's been dead longer. So maybe they're a little more built in.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
you get flashes. He was a mall Santa. He was going home one night. He was going home after a long night, and then he was grabbed from behind. And he didn't see what happened. Same thing with the male model. Like he was going home. He was brought to a photo shoot, and he didn't see, he was grabbed, and that's it. You don't really get much more than that. And you get the regular psychic memories. With Gregor Petrovich, you see just years of him being a Santa Claus. With Hugh Price, you see just him trying to doing his male modeling and trying to break free. But otherwise, there's no real insight as to what happened to him besides they were grabbed and killed.
I'd like to take a look at the wound around their neck to see what sort of thing. You said that their tongues were removed?
Oh yeah, each one of them, no tongues.
Okay, so are their throat slits and their tongues taken out?
Basically, yeah, it looks like I think it looks like a throat slit, and then if you want to give me an investigation check onto them.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of snoop around and sniff around at the neck area here. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Ooh, well, in that case, I'm going to give you lots of information here. So it says it seems that all 3 deaths occurred from blood loss, a deep cut, severing, like basically from left to right, cutting their neck. A heavy blade was used, and then after the throat was slit, the tongue was removed, and also it seemed like a very, very sharp, almost a surgical knife, surgical precision to slice and cut the throat and the tongue.
Ain't nobody did this with their claws. This is something else, you guys. Also, when I eat the tongue out, I usually just go for it. It's not a cutting business.
And at this point, Gordo's looking. He's like, "Yeah, they found no blades at the scene, But yeah, I mean, I couldn't have made a cleaner cut myself. Your hands are too shaky anymore, All these late night shifts. Pretty clean, gruesome, but clean. What can you say?"
It feels like we got a serial Santa killer on our hands here, don't it? Ooh, I bet he tastes real good.
So I'm wondering, Zephyr, you still got that hat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to make Zephyr bait, but I'm wondering if we make him bait. Put a little advertisement in the paper, suggest they come sit at Santa's lap at the graveyard, and see what happens.
You really think he's this whoever's doing this is going to go for after a Santa in a graveyard?
Well, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know, not working on ideas. We could. I'm just brainstorming here.
Come on,
I'll
Christmas
loan you.
time. So someone else has got to be doing the Santa thing here, right? We can't be the only ones thinking. Somebody else got to be doing the Santa thing. Where's the rest of that paper? You find the rest of that paper?
That's a good idea too. See, I knew I wasn't the smart one in this bunch.
Yeah, there's got to be a Santa wandering around here somewhere. Around this city.
What's the guy's name again?
Gordon, Gordo.
Gordo, yeah. Hey, Gordo, you got today's paper?
Yeah. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Yeah. Here you go.
I grab it and I hand it over to Dorgan. You were looking for this? Here.
Yeah, sure. Well, we found the body, so I don't need the obituaries anymore. But maybe we go into the arts and culture section and see if there's any Santa stuff coming up that might be of interest.
Yeah, they got a tree lighting or something.
Why don't you give me, I guess an investigation check would be good. As you pour
17.
over this. Yeah, 17. So, like, basically, there's a few Santas around. Like it's Christmas time, so it makes sense that there's Santas. So, do you know it says there's always a Santa at the Fashion Crossroads Mall. There will be a Santa at the I'm sorry, it is a hospital, the local hospital.
Good eating at the hospital. Just saying.
Split the party.
At the local children's hospital, there's a local Santa always shows up out there on the night before Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Day, of course, there's a Christmas parade where Santa Claus is the guest of honor. And he's like, absolutely, you got your Santas on your Salvation Santas, you got your, there's always a Santa around, right? Am I right?
So how do we know which one to go to, guys?
We could go to all of them. Let's split the party.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're over a couple days, so maybe we go to the the next one that happens.
Because is it Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas? Like, what
Well,
is the
today
actual
is the
date?
21st because of
Okay.
the solstice. It's
Okay.
Christmas Eve. Eve is where the is the children's hospital, and then Christmas Day is the parade, and obviously there's the
Okay.
mall and there's Santa's around town.
So I think we should maybe the mall is a good place to start.
They got some good stuff in the dumpsters back there. Yeah. And let's go to the mall.
And then maybe Curl can see some fighting over some toys. Get you excited.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
this is, Gordo says it's kind of gross. I don't know what all this means, but I guess I'm just, I don't know what to tell you. Another one comes in, he'll be here. You know where to find me. I'm here every night.
I give Gordo some daps, fist bump and stuff. You're always looking out for us. Always looking out for us, but I appreciate you.
Hey,
I really do.
I'm still, I got a couple. You guys gave me a couple of suits I still use every now and then. I'm not saying, I'm just saying I make a little extra bucks. Graveyard shifts ain't all that well, but you tell me what the good stuff is. I got my side stuff.
And I reach into the inside pocket of my coat, and I hand him something. I hold out my hand to hand him something, and I drop into his palm like two cufflinks, matching cufflinks this time, unlike last time when they weren't. These are matching, and they don't look tarnished.
Oh, lovely, lovely! I got to tell you, I just got to save the date for my nephew, so these will be great for the wedding.
Yeah, you can use them with that suit you got last time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Zepho.
Hey, it's from all of us. It's from all of us.
Hey, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and all these things, yeah?
Yeah, Happy Festivus, right? That's a thing.
Sure. I don't, there's always something. Always a holiday in December,
every couple of years, something new comes up.
Just
seems to know about it.
Just maybe keep that hat on the down low, though, Zepho. I'm just saying, till all this blows over.
Oh, the hat?
Yeah, the hat. We got ourselves a Kringle killer.
I mean, I think we're best suited to handle a Kringle killer, if you get my drift.
I guess so. Stay safe out there.
But I appreciate the consideration. Let's go to the mall.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
It won't be too packed at all. It'll be fine.
So yeah, you head to the what's it called? The Fashion Crossroads Mall. And it's getting later during the day, and at one point, you're doing your thing, staying away from people. For the most part, you look like the homeless, so most people are just kind of ignoring you. It's just America. Am I right? We were talking about it earlier. So, at one point though, as you're almost to the mall, you see, you hear the sirens off in the distance, like peeling out and heading away, but you make it to the mall, and yeah, it's a madhouse. It's the weekend before, like the few days before Christmas. Everybody's doing their last of the Christmas shoppings, and there are plenty of people around. And it does say, yes, Santa is in the food court. Come get your picture taken with Santa Claus.
Which is a serious traffic bottleneck in a mall to put a Santa by the food court. Just saying. That's rookie. That's rookie stuff for that mall. They do better. Do better, Fashion Mall, Fashion Crossroads. So yeah, so there's probably lots of I say, come on guys, there's probably lots of dads shopping. It's this is when they do their best work. Let's go. And Zepho's just excited. He's in the spirit. He's ready to go. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Let's go. What exactly should we look for?
I,
Any
I,
like
I, I don't know. I think we should just scope out and make sure there is a Santa sitting there
okay.
for
Sounds good.
starters. And see if we see anybody suspicious kind of lurking around besides us.
So,
I mean,
you ghouls, are you just heading like straight through the mall, like in the
I was
brightly
gonna
lit?
ask. Is this something like would we normally avoid high traffic, highly lit areas
You
as
absolutely would, because it's, like for
So then,
obvious reasons of being ghouls.
so then I'm looking for a back door then,
yeah.
if that's the case.
Well, if it's a mall Santa, you know he's going to be drunk and he's not going to drink in front of the kids. So let's check those dumpsters behind there. When 3 weeks ago we found those 42 pizzas. Man,
there
was that
you
a night?
go. There we go.
Yeah. Why don't somebody give me a perception check as you roll up onto the loading docks of the mall.
It didn't
I'll
work out for
roll
me last
one.
time.
There you go.
I will look. Let's say natural 20.
There we go.
It's like it was meant to be. You do notice that it seems like on every entrance, and you've not, you came here for those pieces a few weeks back. It's, maybe it's just Christmas, but there seems to be an increased security detail. Like a couple, plainclothes security guys. Not police officers per se, but extra security. Some mall cops, some Paul Blarts, some that other movie with Seth Rogen. There's a couple of those guys around, and you never can tell with them. They're always could be a little twitchy, a little less understanding than the actual professional security guards. These seem like rent-a-cops hired for the season, but there's a lot more of them than you've noticed in previous ventures out at the mall, which would make it a little more difficult to just get inside either.
I mean, on the one hand, this Santa's probably pretty safe with all these guys around. On the other hand, guys killed 3 Santas already, so we probably should get in there. Is there like service entrance maybe? Basement?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely loading docks, service entrance, and entryways there, but there are like these rent-a-cops at each entryway you can see.
I mean,
We could also wait for him to get out of the mall. Yeah, I don't know. He may not get killed in there. He might on his way home though.
On his way home.
The wait, stalk him.
When he
like
leaves the safety of the cops.
I dig it.
But which entrance is he going to take or exit? Maybe the
Hey,
one
is
by
that-
the food court?
I guess we may have to follow him out, huh? I don't want to go in there. Mhm.
As long as we're here, can I use my grave nose to see if there's anything besides us
Suspicious? You sure can.
that are decaying around here? Advantage. Ooh, I don't notice anything.
It is
My
a
nose.
yeah.
My nose does not nose.
You got some. Let me stuffy from it's a wintertime colds.
There's just so many smells here between all the Yuletide people and mall smells. I can't get a beat on anything.
All this perfume. What are they doing in there? Why is there so much perfume coming out of these windows?
So yeah, you guys are outside the mall and time is passing.
Hmm.
It is getting later and later.
We could maybe scope out and see what his car. I mean, there's that rusty Chevy Suburban over there, and it's covered in tinsel. Did anybody else notice this? That could be his car. Kind of on the nose.
Make a distraction, one of us, while the others get in.
Well,
if these guys are as twitchy as we think.
yeah, I guess hooded individuals walking around a parking lot on Christmas Eve, we probably should watch our step. That might be a good idea.
We're gonna sneak into the mall. Is that what I'm hearing?
You want to get close to this guy, or we could wait. I'm okay either way.
Let's see. Let's see. Hmm. I am a burrower, but I wouldn't be able to get back up, I don't think.
Isn't one of you a bard?
Not me.
Nope.
I believe Andrew is. Is Andrew still here?
No, Andrew
No.
got sick and had to leave.
Oh, did he?
I was gonna say we could pretend we were carolers, sing our way into the wall.
That would have been good.
So if someone
That would have been good.
if someone's willing to put up a distraction, I'll sneak in as long as I can get in.
All right. Well, what if somebody wants to do that? Tell me what you're going to do.
Well, there's this huge Christmas tree right over here with light bulbs. It looks like about 47,000 light bulbs. It could just, you know,
Fit over?
Yeah,
tip it over.
take a
Yeah.
tumble.
Yeah.
I like
Give
that
me-
plan.
I can give you a hand, Krill.
All right. Why don't you
Oh.
guys? Want someone give me a Carl? Why don't you give me a advantage strength check as he try to?
Oh, dig. Well, what I'm trying to do is kind of like dig under it to release its like foundation.
Ah.
All right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Give it to me.
Hey. All right. It's an 18 on the die. I don't think I'm very strong though. No. So that's a 17 then.
Well, it's all good though with the help of Dorgan. You're digging, and Dorgan gives it a giant nudge, and this 20-foot to 30-foot tall tree just starts tipping over, and the Renicops are like, "Oh no! That can't be good. Is that? Are we supposed to protect that too? Yeah, we're supposed to check that. Ned, come on, let's go." And then the two Renicops where you're at, they go in to investigate. And Ziffo, if you're sneaking in, I would like you to do me a stealth check to sneak through. If that's
Is
what
anybody
the
else
issue-
going with me? Just throwing that out there.
You got
take
this.
I'll take silence as
Oh,
a
you-
no. Cool. This is a one
I'm
shot,
helping
man.
Krill with the tree.
Don't
This is
hope
a
you don't run
one-shot.
into anybody.
So you said what, a stealth check?
I'll
Yes,
follow
stealth
him.
check.
I'll follow him.
I got
I'll
an
follow
8.
him. Stealth check if I have
I got
to.
a solid 8.
We might need you on the distraction team, Pistachio.
Stealth. I got a natural 20 on that stealth. roll.
Nice.
There you go. So the guys, they go check out, and then like, hey, somebody's getting in. Damn it, Ned! And then they start running in, but you guys have already made it into the mall at this point. But you have been seen. At least one of you has been. But you are now in the back ends of the mall. Like the back hallways leading to all the different stores, and like the back areas and offices. It's kind of dingy back here, kind of poorly lit. You see a lot of stock from different stores. You see all the the doors going here and there.
Come on, Sybil. Let's follow our nose to the food court. Let's go.
I take my hat off. I shove it in my inside pocket, and I put my hood up to like conceal my face a little bit, but make it so that with the hat on, I'm a little less inconspicuous, I guess, or conspicuous, whatever. And I'm right there by Groucho, going.
All right, yeah. So you make it to the back end of the hall, the food court. Every now and then you see somebody working, and they just kind of give you a nod because like you're just expected to be there. Like nobody really thinks twice about it. It's dark back here; they can't really see it. And you're like looking out from like the maintenance shed into the food court. And there you see Santa Claus, and he's like getting up, and it's getting late at night now, and he's like waving goodbye. And a police officer has got an escort is escorting with him, and he seems to be heading actually towards your way.
Groucho, come on, we gotta hide. We gotta hide.
Gristacio's going to try to find a bag of trash. Whether
All right.
whether it's back here or a trash can.
Now's not the time for a snack. We gotta hide, man. What are you doing?
Absolutely, there's some nasty trash bags here because this is the food court area. So like it's you hop into like one of those like movable dumpsters,
Oh yeah, I mean I pick one of them up and just in my hand and like hold it in front of me like I'm carrying it around.
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
So
okay.
and then I wait for Santa Claus.
What are you, Zepho? What are you doing?
I'm just gonna duck back by some stock boxes
I want you to give me a stealth check, Zepho.
since I did so good last time.
Sure.
Absolutely. I got a 7.
All right, so the police officer, he opens the door and
Gonna
he
be that
looks
kind of night.
and he sees you creeping like, hey, who's back there? He sees you creeping behind a box. Hey,
So, just sorry, just looking for a place to sleep. Gotta
Hey,
sleep
get-
it. Gotta
get
sleep it off.
nah, get on out of here. Get on out of here.
And so I just kind of hide my face and sort of like stumble past and try to front like I'm a drunk, like I'm a drunk homeless person, and just try to make my way past them.
He like grabs you and just kind of shoves you out into the like food court area. He's like, go find yourself a shelter.
I fall backwards and just kind of land up looking up like, oh, those pretty Christmas lights up there.
Look, mommy, Krampus.
I sit up and pull my hood over further and try to see where the hell I'm gonna find my way out. No.
All right. At this point, like Groucho, he just kind of walks by you, and he's, the cop's like, yeah, I got Saint Nick coming back to his thing. Get the security detail on here. Over. And Groucho, make me a perception check.
All right. Perception. 16.
16. As he's walking by you, and like he's got a couple rent-a-cops with him as well, but there seems to be one who's actually a police officer who is just talking into his mic or his radio, and you hear over his radio, it says, we've got a bell ringing Santa abducted, at the corner of 5th and Main, taken out with possible Pringle killer. Be alert out there. Be alert. And they spot off a bunch of like different numbers and like a different cruiser on it, et cetera, and so forth. But that's what you overhear through the radio. And they escort this Kringle, this guy out. He's like, oof, it's getting rough out there. You hear the Santa talking. Did I just hear another one get taken? Hey, don't worry about it. We got you covered, Santa. We got you covered. I'm not worried about it. Thank you, officer. I appreciate that. And I gotta tell you, I appreciate the money the mall's giving me. I know they want a good Christmas, but I don't know if that's another one. I might not be here tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see I guess we'll see what kind of money they're offering. My wife says I should stay home, and I think that's probably a better idea. And then he, walks him to the exit, and he lets him out. There's that old jalopy that Carl saw earlier with the tinsel, and the rent-a-cops and the police officer there. They lead him to his car, and then another police car pulls up, picks up the officer, and they kind of follow along, and they head on home, or at least head on away from the mall, as it were. And
I drop the trash. Well, no, I'm gonna keep the trash bag. I'm gonna keep the trash bag and walk back out to where we came in from. And if I get stopped, do I get stopped by the Paul Blarts at the door?
Yeah, the Paul Blart was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what's going on?"
I tell him, listen, some kid had an accident in the bathrooms here, and this garbage got to get out of here immediately. They gotta do that.
Absolutely.
They better do it.
Okay, go, get it. Ugh.
And I just walk right out.
We gotta deal with this stupid tree.
And I try to meet up with everyone else except Zippo, who is apparently on his own inside right now. So,
Zippo, what are you doing? You're noticing the lights, and
Yeah,
the mall's like it's dying down now. It's really it's closing time at the mall despite the extra holiday hours.
Yeah, I would have kind of waited until till that guy left with the Santa and was out of the door, and then I see Groucho. As I see Groucho like hit the door to leave, then I start going down that hallway. After it's calmed down a bit, and I head outside as well.
So Groucho meets up with him, and then a moment later, Zippo and you guys are all together again.
So that was a bust. I pulled my Santa hat back out and put it on my head.
oh, guys, there's I overheard on one of the radios there's a jingly bell Santa Claus. He got adopted 5th and Main. You guys want to go check that out? See if he's around there. The guy might be there. Also, there might be a position as a mall Santa tomorrow. It doesn't sound like that guy's coming back.
Sounds up your alley, Zeppo. Yeah, let's see if we can find out anything about this Jingle Bell Santa.
Guess we should have gone to the Salvation Army. Yeah, he was right.
All right, so yeah, you make your way across town to 5th and Main, and at this point, the corner you see all these police officers, and like there's a few, there's people milling about, a few homeless people, and some regular folk as well milling about, but there's the police are investigating the scene, and they're taking questions, taking information from people, etc. And
do I recognize any of the homeless people?
Sure, absolutely. It's some crew. Give me a name. Who do you see?
Oh, so I see I see Maddie, and I walk up to them like, hey, Maddie, it's Zepho. How you doing, man? How's it going?
Hey, man, now's not the time, man.
You see what me and the gang, we're trying to see what we can do to help you. You see anything? See anything that happened?
Man, yeah, I saw something. Yeah, these freaking cops, they don't want to hear it. They think I don't know nothing. They think I've been drinking. I mean, I've been drinking, but still.
Well, you probably got your good set of eyes in still. It's probably too early for you to be seeing double drunk.
Oh, thank you, Ziffo. Yeah, I think you know what's the holiday cheer hasn't hit yet. But yeah, I saw something. It was Santa over here ringing away, and then I see this 2 figures come up to him. One of them's in like a cloak, like a black cloak. The other one's like he's walking very odd, sticking to the shadows, right? And like this other one, kind of stumbly almost, but you could tell the guy with the hood up, he was ordering it, and like they were just waiting there, and then it seemed like it quieted down, corner quieted down, and then they just snatched him. It was weird, man. They just grabbed that Santa, that bell stopped ringing.
So I do like a I do like a zombie. I was like, was the one guy walking kind of like this, and I do like a zombie walk.
I mean, like the same stagger, yeah.
Okay. Thanks. That's how long ago was that?
Man, let's see. I don't know, like maybe an hour, 2 hours ago.
Okay. And I go back to the group and I relay.
Didn't even grab the bucket.
I relay everything back to the group. So we gotta.
What do you guys think?
We gotta figure something out.
We gotta save Santa.
Did he? Well, can I retro just to say which way were they going?
Yeah, he points down 5th Street.
Okay.
Head to the warehouse district.
Guys, we if we can hoof it down to the warehouse district here pretty quick, maybe we can see what we can come across.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Let's do it.
it's our only lead at this point.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. You head on down, and at one point you see more police cars outside of a darkened alley. The lights are on, but it is, this is a part of town that's a little less frequented. Not as many people around. It's more industrial, more warehousey. And yeah, this is down one of these alleys. You see the police cars, and you hear all the chatter on the radio and all that. And like, got another victim. It's Roberta Torres. It's the bell ringer. Yep. Nope. Same as before. Same as before. Is what you hear over these radios, and like, obviously it's very brightly lit with the lights and everything. But you tell me what you want to do, how you want to proceed. There are like a number of police cars here and officers milling about.
And this is like in the warehouse district area, like
Yeah, like maybe 30 45 minutes as you walk down the street, to the rougher part of the neighborhood, the quieter part of the city. And that's
Wait, I'm sorry. Did we hear how he was killed? We just
No.
heard he was dead.
They said same story, basically. Same as the others. Is what you've overheard.
second verse, same as the first.
Oh, we were too late.
Recommend cancel all Santa appearances. Put it out in the papers.
No, they're gonna ruin Christmas.
You hear some hard-ass sergeant. I don't know what you're going to tell the mayor, but you know that the Christmas parade is the most important thing to him every year. We got to get this killer before the Christmas Day parade. It's your butt's on the line.
This wasn't the job for a few ghouls hanging out in a graveyard after all.
No, we can't give up. There has to be something we can do.
I mean, I think it might be time to bring our own Santa Claus into this. Let's set a trap now for this guy. We're gonna save Christmas.
I take my hat off and I hold it out like this. Who wants to borrow it?
I think I
I
know
came up
better
with the
than
idea,
that.
not me.
I think I know better than that. But we always know where we could find a few bodies. I bit into this guy the other day. Just got home from a movie called Weekend at Bernie's. Hilarious film. Highly recommend biting into that guy. Row 22, Headstone, Harrigan.
We're gonna Christmas Eve at Bernie's this thing?
Nice.
Well, unless somebody wants to volunteer for a belly full of jelly.
So he said that they were heading towards the warehouse district, right? And so the cops, I'm assuming, found.
Yeah, so as you headed up towards the warehouse district, you found an alleyway filled with the police officers, and it seemed they had found the latest victim's body in this alleyway.
Okay. So I'm going to keep. I think we should keep looking around the warehouse district first, just in case there's any signs of maybe they dipped into a different alley or something, or they're hiding inside one of these warehouses. Like maybe there's some kind of evidence or something we can find that gets us a little bit closer before we try to figure out how to set a trap.
Yeah, no, for sure. And if he's got the tongue and stuff on his person, maybe we can sniff him out.
I mean, I don't think Gordo's got the connections to pull off like setting us up with a Santa spot somewhere, unless unless we can unless one of us can sub in for the mall Santa tomorrow.
Or we Christmas Eve at Bernie's, the Santa Claus. We're elves, you know. I know a place with
Yes.
corpses, so we could
Why don't you again give me an investigation as you check around the area?
Investigation.
God damn. Yeah, someone else should be investigating besides just me, though. Just saying.
Oh, well, I got an 8, so
Son of a
I can't,
bitch, so
I
did
can't
I.
smell nothing.
Hmm.
God bless it.
Too much holiday cheer in the way.
It's a cold
My
night.
investigation's an 18.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm only smelling chestnuts and open fires and stuff. Any Herpo, what are you getting?
More of the same. Maybe some
So
popcorn. Yeah.
It is tough work because like you're trying to do this investigation, and at the same time, there's the police officers also doing investigations. So maybe Harpo and Ziffo, like between the two of you, like you're too nervous about getting caught by the authorities to really do any good investigation. But Dorgan has already made his way away, and he finds like you find uh a business suit jacket, and it is kind of old and in poor, dirty condition. And in fact, it is dirt, and it's a very familiar dirt that smells of the grave to you.
Ooh, interesting.
And that is what you find, but otherwise, you don't find anything else.
Am I able to identify like what type of grave? Like, do I have a nose for different graveyards around town?
I mean, it smells like home.
Oh, well, that's a good sign.
An hour or two of this investigation, you all meet up, and I assume you tell your ghoulish fiends each other, what you found out.
Yes.
And I'll let you discuss that. Give me a moment, please.
All right. So we head back home. If it smells of the grave,
Yeah.
we should be investigating our house.
We live with there's other ghouls around, right?
Yeah, I would assume we're not the only ones. Can't be the
So-
only ones.
We're the good ghouls.
Yeah,
The ghouls who love Christmas.
yeah, that's really all it is. We're just as shitty as the rest of them, but we just really
Exactly.
like Christmas.
Would never eat a Santa.
No,
Crazy.
blasphemy. So then, you're thinking we should go back, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
because maybe we can
Right.
track stuff there a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the plan of action?
We're heading back to our place, and we're gonna try to do some investigation around there.
All right. You head back to the cemetery in your warrens, and you do notice something. You notice that despite the fact that there hasn't been a funeral within the last week, you find an open grave.
Ooh.
Oh.
Open from the inside or the out?
Well, why don't you give me a survival check and let me see.
Survival?
Or
Uh-oh.
should I say fresh one or old one?
Luckily, I got a 21, so I'm hoping that's a good survival check.
That is good. The grave is so the marble marker over the grave reads, or over the hole reads, Marion Andrus, and the dates are like this corpse is died 150 years ago. This is like 1800s is what the death date is, and it does look like it does seem like this grave has been opened from the inside. from below and not from above. And which is not, you guys know to use the tombs and the mausoleums and not busting right out of graves. That's overly suspicious even for a ghoul warren such as yourself.
So I have a previous career as a librarian, and I'm wondering if in our times at this graveyard, if we've gotten access to like where the records are for the graves, and if I could potentially access that to see if I can find anything out about this Marion.
Absolutely. And with your high survival check, you also notice that within the area, you find two similarly open graves, just kind of further off into the area. Same deal. Looks like it was busted open from the inside. And these names, you have a Jordan Tate on one, and the other one is for Mr. and Mrs. Hawthorne's. But the Jordan Tate is within the last few years, and the Mr. and Mrs. Hawthorne was within the last few months. But yes, you do know that there is records in there's a kind of like a record room building.
The cemetery administration office?
Sure.
Is that worth going to and checking out the records on these folks? As a former librarian, that's what I sort of ingrained in me to do something like that. But perhaps my fellow ghouls don't think that that's the wisest course. What with us having a time limit in all of Christmas.
Yeah, at this point, it's basically like, you between all the investigations and the walking to and from home. I mean, you're getting onto almost daylight. It's so early in the morning of the 22nd.
Does anyone have any good tracking skills? Because if they're out and about, maybe we're just tracking them at this point.
I mean, we could give that a whirl for sure. See if we can.
Well, I mean, all we've got is we've got grave nose, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, we should be able to at least smell other undead.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a potential benefit there for us, right? It's not like we need to take a rest or anything, I don't think.
All right, well, I'll do grave nose, and I get a dirty 20.
Nice.
And I'm trying to, I'm trying to be like a bloodhound and like sniff one of these graves that we were at to get that scent, and then try to see if I can track that.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that first grave, that Marion Andrus, like it's just the smell of just old, ancient, like it's just dust basically is all you get from there. Some of the other two, you do get that smell of death, the fresher death, like the decay. And it seems like the bodies from these other graves have been taken or lead out, to the back gates of the cemetery. And, like you follow them out into the city. And, at some point, basically the city smells and the smells of the grave, they kind of just intermix and you kind of lose it. But it does seem to head towards the same warehouse area in downtown.
Go further into the warehouse, folks, or we see if they'll come back. I have a feeling they're not going to come back. They're just going to keep getting Santas. So
Let's
I say
go further.
warehouse.
I say we go into the warehouses.
To the warehouses.
Why don't you guys give me some more investigation checks?
Oof. That was a 5 for me.
14.
Are you guys splitting up
11.
or are you guys staying together?
We have no way of communicating with each
Yeah, I
other.
think we
so
stay together.
probably have to stay close to each other, I think.
Crit fail for me.
Is that perfume stuck in your nose too? No. Also crit failed. Oh, what is this?
All
Vanilla?
I
What
got
are
is
what are
peppermints.
who's got the highest rolls?
I think my 14 may have been highest.
Oh yeah, it's the smell of Christmas is in the air. It's pine needles and peppermints and hot chocolates. But otherwise, yeah, like you've lost, like it's the city, it's the big city, it's full of smells, and at this point, like you've lost it. And these warehouses, there's so many of them. It's just, it's hard to tell even what warehouses are empty because of being out of business and what are just empty for the season, and whether or not even they are empty because they're large, and there's so many machine shops and warehouses. It's just overwhelming in part.
I say
And nothing
Groucho.
nothing
Go ahead.
jumps out at you as being suspicious or out of the ordinary.
I say to Groucho, Zeppo, and Harpo, I'm not sure in your previous life if you had any faith or not, but I was always a big fan of Karl Marx, and I say maybe he will bring your blessing down on you and we can do a better investigation this time. And I bless all three of you with the power of Karl Marx and hope that he can give you a sense.
Nice.
You can roll a D4. No, I guess, wait a minute. Bless is attack roll or saving throw. That's not going to work. Never mind.
Oh,
I thought it was for checks too, but I guess it's not.
No guidance for anybody.
Oh wait, guidance. I have guidance.
there it is.
That's what I meant, not
That's
bless.
right.
Guidance.
That's the one with the guidance of Karl Marx.
The guidance of Karl Marx.
Not to be confused with your friend Carl.
And then, do we add a D4?
Well, it's only going to be for one of you. So,
Okay.
I say, Zeppo, you can't roll a one again, can you? You can't roll a one again.
I
So
don't think
roll it again, and then you get to do a D4 and add it.
Man, you're really taking
We
a risk
believe in you, Zeppo.
on me.
I mean, it is a cantrip, so if it doesn't work, which
Nice.
it looks like it didn't.
You did.
I rolled a 1, but I rolled a 4 on the D4.
Screw it, it's a
Unbelievable.
cantrip. I'm doing it on each one of you.
You
one of you
might
gets
as
it right.
well.
I mean, at this point, like hours are passing, and I think whoever is not part of the investigation, they look and they see, headlines on the newspaper that say like all say Santa's Santa's have been Santa Claus is staying at the North Pole this year, and all local appearances have been canceled for Santa to stay at the North Pole.
So sad. I think it's time for Plan B.
But Carl, make me an investigation check.
Okay. 14.
You still see an advertisement for the mall saying, Santa's still here, so that's
Hmm.
Well,
and the Christmas, and then, you overhear some people talking, saying like that Christmas Day parade has got to go on, like the mayor's not going to cancel that. The mayor loves Christmas.
Yeah. Don't let your heart shrink 3 times just yet. There's still hope for Christmas.
The mayor's expecting a Christmas miracle, and he said the parade is still going on.
And by golly, we're gonna just make sure that happens. No matter who we have to eat, we'll get there. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, maybe we can figure out what the Santa is that goes on the parade. If he's that important, well, I guess he'd probably have more security guards around him, so that's against us. But, There's only 2 left. It's kind of a coin flip. But I don't know if we.
What's everybody else up to?
I mean, Gristacho's thinking about how he can find an elf costume to Christmas Eve at Bernie's.
Yeah, no, Harpo is definitely on that train. Like, okay, we can dig up one of the fresh corpses and then put him. I think if he's one of us, I don't see why he wouldn't come to the cemetery.
I'll
you know?
just find me a Santa suit. I'll just dress up as Santa. It's fine. You guys aren't going to be able. You're not going to be able to work all the arms and stuff on the corpse and make it look convincing enough. It's just gonna end badly.
Yeah, you're right. We would have just ate it.
Yeah. So I don't know how would I. Yeah, I wouldn't have a full Santa suit. I would just have. I have like the hat. So like. Need to scrounge me up a Santa suit, and then I can just maybe you can put me out. Maybe you can put me outside the mall at one of the entrances and exits of the mall, and I could be a distraction. So then that way we can see, because if they go for the mall Santa, then they might see me too and might take me.
It's crazy enough to work.
It's worth.
I like this plan.
I'll give you a guidance that you can hold on to try to pass off the disguise.
I mean, it's all I got.
All right, let's go find a Santa suit. Gotta be one of these dumpsters somewhere.
I'm going to attribute all my failed roles to the fact that I'm really sad that Sam is gone.
Aw.
We're very close, apparently.
Yes. Yes. For the sake of the character, yes. We're very close. So we can just fast forward, assume, but with Christmas magic I get a suit, although
Absolutely,
it might not be the most perfect looking suit.
Yeah, for some reason, people have been throwing out their Christmas Santa Claus suits.
So strange.
With the rash of at this point the four Christmas Kringle murders, Kris Kringle murders, that nobody's wearing any Santa outfits. So you find a nice new one in the garbage, beard and everything.
I go to some of the homeless gang and I get like because I would assume potentially one of them would have like one of those like metal buckets hanging on the wire, like over a tripod, like they used to cook stuff in. So I just say, can I borrow this? And I kind of make my own makeshift like Salvation Army setup.
You're crazy, Ziffo. You're crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and I've got this old body bag that we had from the morgue the last time, and it's red. You could sling it over your shoulder like a Santa sack.
Yes.
That's perfect.
All right, so you got yourself. You're just setting up on like a random street corner. Is that what I'm?
No, out by the mall.
Outside the mall. Okay.
Yeah, like outside of one of the entrances to the mall.
So you're out there, you're dinging, and this man, like this hairy looking man in a business suit. Hey, you, Santa, hey.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, all that stuff. Listen. How much? I need a Santa today, right now. Our guy didn't make it. He said he wasn't doing it. I need a Santa.
Okay.
Come on, come quick. There's kids waiting. I mean, it's practically Christmas Eve here.
You need a couple of elves too.
Whatever. Yeah, I just need a Santa. If you're all a package deal, come on. I just need a Santa. Real, like we got to fill a day in. Whatever you want.
All right, I get to be an elf.
I was gonna Alan was getting. He was getting $100 for today, but I'll give you, 100, 200, whatever.
So Zeppo.
I need a Santa.
Zeppo goes to Herpo and Carl and says, "Come on, you can be the elves." And I lean into Groucho. I whisper that came off a little hot there, buddy. You gotta be careful when you're talking to the humans. Come on, you know better.
I mean, I just didn't want to be Mrs. Claus, okay?
Trust me, you could never pull that off.
Oh,
Got too much facial hair, and what's still left hanging there. Yeah.
Speak for yourself. You gotta.
So then but do we need somebody to stay back, or do we want everybody to go? So, Sean, did you catch that? I'm going to be the new mall Santa now. Zeppo. Yeah. So it looks like we've got some elves going into that, being Harpo, Carl, and Groucho. But are you coming? Are you staying behind, or what do you think?
No, I want to come.
Okay. So yeah, you got a Santa and 4 elves. Let's go, buddy. Happy to help. It's Christmas. We got to save Christmas.
All right. Let's go. Come on. So he takes you into the food court, and you guys, he grabs I know Santa's elves look like. It doesn't matter. Just Santa. We just need Santa Claus.
I'm practicing like my ho ho ho's as you're walking me through. I'm like ho 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 ho.
Okay.
Ho ho ho. There we go.
there it is.
That's good. That's good. And at this point, like he takes you out, and he's like, he does like his big introduction. Kids, I know we said, but Santa has come. A limited engagement only right here at the Fashion Crossroads Mall for all your shopping needs. Like all these kids are cheering, and these parents are cheering, and you spend a few hours. You're doing the whole Santa thing. You got these tots are on here, and I need everybody else. Have the elves do an investigation while Zippo's getting, passing out candy canes, and he's like, you're just like, some of the kids are frightened of you, and like it's just normal because it's like, oh, Santa, it just happens, right? Some of this.
Got a nice beard covering.
Pull the hat down.
Yeah. Oh, what do you want for Christmas, little boy?
And just like your heart, you're just like the spirit of your Christmas is just fulfilled with you as all these kids tell you all their wishes and their toy wants and all that beautiful stuff. And they've all been so nice, and some of them have been naughty, but they hope that they'll get a present anyways.
Hey,
but everybody
can I
else
get one of those candy canes there that you got in your hand?
Okay, Santa, here you go. Your breath kind of smells anyways.
I start eating it. I start eating it in the plastic. Not even taking the wrapper off.
You're getting fake beard stuck in your fangs.
Oh, what a sight to see.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Anyways, like investigation checks from everybody, all the elves, as it were.
7.
17.
30-20.
The
there we
kids
go.
totally overwhelmed me. I'm not used to young ones, and I rolled it. I don't see anything. I critically failed.
So okay, Carl and Harpo at the end of the night, like as it's winding down, you see some of the rent-a-cops making like kind of get like clicking on their radio, and they're like, oh, okay, and then like they're getting real serious, and they seem to head back into that back hallway area that Ziffo and Groucho were there the night before, and they got this intent look on their faces if something's happening.
Earl, do you see this? Should we go? Should we go after them?
Well, let's check it out.
Yeah.
So we'll scurry that way.
Just the two of you?
Yep. Well, I mean,
fake snow, so yeah.
All right. So Ziffo, Dorgan, and Groucho are, you're saying goodnight to the, putting the last kids to, getting their last gifts and wants. And Carl and Harpo, you follow these police into the back, and as you're making your way back, you hear you hear a terrible howling, like a high pitched, and it doesn't affect you here, but it's just loud and piercing. Then you hear a scream, and one of the rent-a-cops just like starts running right by you, like just with this look of fear on his face. And as he's running by you, you turn and look to see what he's running from, and you see the apparition floating toward you. It only vaguely resembles a person, but that faint resemblance makes your blood run chill. And I'd like us to roll initiative.
Hey,
Woo.
hey, 1.
What?
Hot rolls
Well,
tonight.
Oh, no.
staying true to form of my trash rolls, I've got a 10.
Well, for Groucho.
I got a 15.
Okay. 12 for Groucho.
Yes.
And then Carl, what did Carl get?
Hey, wait up, Hippo! Wait, you're getting ahead of me. Yeah, with a 3.
3. All right. So Harpo, this pale apparition starts floating towards you, and you see, even behind this apparition is a man in a cloak. But this apparition is coming your way, and it looks very frightening. And
All
and on the ground you see one of the Rendicops, their body is just on the ground in front of where, so the one ran off, and another one, it seems to be lying dead in front of you. And then there's this apparition and this robed figure.
Did they let me take my weapons into the mall? It's just a really big candy cane.
Absolutely. We'll make it fun that way.
Excellent. So she pulls out her short bow that she wrapped green and red tinsel around, make it look really festive. And some arrows that she disguised as candy canes. And she wants to try to shoot this apparition. That's a 21 to hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
Okay, so then we'll try to do some damage, possibly. 6. No, 12. No, sorry, 6. Goodness gracious.
6, no, 12, no, 6, no. All right. So it kind of you see the arrow pass through it. And you can't tell if it's done anything or not, but the arrow passes through.
All right.
Groucho, you've now, from this back room area, you've heard this screaming, and
I mean, if I hear the screams, I'm gonna open up my mouth and half-eaten snow falls out of it, and rush to the back door. And if I can get there in time and crack it open and see things out, I'll make an attack.
I would say you open the back door into the hallway and you see you pass that one rent-a-cop. If you have a ranged weapon, you may be able to do something, or a ranged attack of some type.
Yes, I do have a ranged attack. That was the plan.
Then I will allow you to do something.
Seeing the spectral aberration, I am going to cast a sacred flame on it.
Oh.
Ooh, very good.
And it's going to have to make a dex save.
Well, I will try that. See what happens. It got a 19.
Oh, that's a pass, so nothing happens.
So yeah, this bolt of fire comes down from the sky, but it,
and now I'm just standing.
It almost twitches out of it like a scary ghost movie. And now you're standing in the doorway, and that brings us to Zeppo. Zeppo.
So how far am I away from the altercation?
You're still probably 60 feet away from the back entrance, let alone the, furthermore, where the apparition is.
Yeah, so I don't even know. We're just finishing up, right?
Well, Groucho ran in and ran off.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna catch that out of the corner of my eye and say, and as I'm finishing my Merry Christmas to you all, and I walk out of the Santa seating area and high step it to follow Groucho.
All right. This creature, this thing, that doesn't happen, but is going to move up to Harpo, and it is going to attempt to touch you with a chill touch.
All right.
That is a 9 on Harpo.
No, no good.
You see your breath coming out in puffs of coldness as this reaches at you, and you could feel the chill, but it gives you goosebumps, but it does not hit you. And that would bring us to Carl. who was following Harpo, so you'd be able to get very close to this thing, or the
Yeah.
man, or the cult, the robe figure as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably roll for that person. Okay, go ahead.
So
They were caught off guard by your appearance, so they didn't do anything yet.
Carl back goes, "Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this, Herpo, but I don't think I'm that hungry. But we'll attack anyway." So 10 to hit as he fires off an Eldritch Blast, but I'm assuming that's a miss.
That is a miss on either one. And that rolls us up over to Dorgan.
I think I'm far away because I was where Zeppo was. So
Right, so you would have run up with Zeppo.
I'm gonna
and
dash,
Groucho.
60 feet up that way.
All right, then we're going back to the top of the order. At this point, this robed figure, he says, "You're all a bunch of liars. The Christmas spirit is full of lies, and it will have all of your tongues, and he will rise again. He will come down." And he pulls off his hood, and I would like Harpo and Carl and Groucho too, because I'd say you're close enough there. I would like a wisdom saving throw from all of you, or the three of you.
Oh no.
9.
11.
8.
There's something
Jeez.
about this deranged, obviously this is the killer. His deranged look is just, there's something otherworldly about his presence, and it frightens you, and all three of you are frightened of him. So for 1 minute you have the frightened effect on it, so that basically means you can't approach him, and you have disadvantage if you try to attack him. And so that's what he does. And now it is Harpo's turn.
I'll take that disadvantage. So I adjust my scope down to the man, and let's see. So I take the lower. Oh, that's not good. 9.
9 is not a hit. Can you guys get above 10 at all? Is that possible? No. There, okay.
We have yet to see.
Fair enough. Groucho, though, it is Groucho's turn then. Groucho.
Groucho's gonna go ahead and try another Sacred Flame on the spirit here. So it has to make a dex save.
This time it got an 11.
Ooh, that is not good enough. So it fails. It is going to go ahead and take.
Is there any extra damage for this creature being an undead creature?
Yeah, this is radiant damage, so it's likely weak against that.
It is.
But I rolled a 1
ironic.
on the D8, so it's 1
Okay.
damage.
That's
And then whatever does, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's ironic that an undead would cast that, though, don't you think?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But you guys as ghouls are not undead. You are alive, but you're not.
Oh,
You're
Okay.
different from that. Yeah. So
thank you for clarifying that.
no problem. All right. It kind of screeches out at you, and Ziffo, it is your turn, Bill.
Okay.
As you finally open up this door and you see this scene in front of you.
Yeah. So all I see is someone who's trying to ruin Christmas. And
Absolutely.
and
he says, "There's the head liar. Your tongue will do the best."
shut up, man. and I let's see, if I have something I can throw. Yeah, so I have two hand axes that look like if I put them together, it makes like a full gingerbread man. And I
Nice.
take a hand axe and I throw it. I throw it at the bad guy.
Okay.
Not the apparition, the other one.
The other guy, yes.
Yeah. And as I'm like, I do that with the intention of moving in closer after that to go in for melee. So I'm just trying to get off a quick ranged weapon. Could it be? Let's see.
Let's
Proficiency.
see what happens.
I got a 16.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Finally, for God's sakes, man. Let's see. I'm assuming a hand axe is what, D4 or D6?
I believe those are D6s.
Okay.
Plus
All
strength
proficiency.
bonus, or
Yeah. So that is going to be an 8 in
Nice.
slashing damage.
Very good.
And I say, ho, 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 as I do it.
He screams at
Just
you.
to poke the bear a little bit.
I mean, you
Yeah.
are wearing a Santa costume.
Exactly.
Right?
And speaking of screaming, this apparition in front of you also screams, and I would like everybody in this little hallway to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
There we go.
6.
11.
19.
It's a crit fail.
It's 6. Seriously. Shit.
All right.
Starting to make me mad. Just a
Ziffo,
little.
Groucho, you each take 5 psychic damage. Dorgan, what did you get?
14?
You're good. Everybody else is good. So Bill and John, you take 5 psychic damage from this thing screaming at you. And now
I'd rather have my bad dice rolls in this than in Baldur's Gate 3. Just saying.
There you
there you
go.
go. Now
Yeah.
that brings us to Carl.
Carl is gonna, he's frightened, so he's gonna be still skipping his way backwards about another 15 feet.
And anyone who's frightened can make a redo their saving throw at the end of their turn also, by the way.
Cool. And then fires off another Eldritch Blast at the apparition.
All right, do it.
All right, that time we've got a 17.
17's a hit.
All right, for 11 points of damage.
Very nice. It gets a good zap in there. It's.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, 9 points of damage. I don't think I had proficiency. You had proficiency to? No, not Eldritch Blast. So 9. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. It gets zapped. Sean, Dorgan's turn.
Seeing the success Groucho had, I am also going to do a Sacred Flame.
Let's see if you are successful. I got a 12 on that.
That does not make it. I got a 5 damage.
All right, this thing is writhing in seeming agony, and we are at the top of the order. And at this point, you see this man with the robes, and he says something like, "The corner right behind the Santa Claus," and then he basically disappears and pops out of the angle, the corner angle where the door meets the thing, and he's right next to Ziffo all of a sudden. And then that's his round, but now he's right next to you, Ziffo, and he pulls out this long 8-inch blade that looks sacrificial in nature, but looks pretty gnarly and nasty. But that is his turn, and it is back to Herpo.
All right. So at first, would like to try to roll to not be frightened.
Sure.
And I did that with
okay.
I also did that with a 14. I forgot to say. I was just going to wait until somebody else did it.
Carl, you are unfrightened.
Correct.
I got an 18.
Herpo, you are unfrightened.
Awesome.
But this maniac is right
and-
by Ziffo, calling him a
Well,
liar
so
and cursing his Santa name. And the apparition is right in front of your
Nice.
face, screaming.
Oh, right. Okay. I would like to take a few steps back and shoot at the guy.
Absolutely.
All right, 17.
17 is going to hit him.
6 points of damage.
He screams.
Got right in the shoulder.
He says, "You false elves. You're not real. None of this is real. Christmas is fake. I will show the world. I will unmask the real world, and I will show all of you the truth." He screams, and that brings us to Groucho.
Groucho gonna do another Sacred Flame on the aberration here.
This time it's even less. It's a 9.
Oh, good. That is 5 radiant damage.
All right, this thing is. You could almost see it like almost dissipating out of reality, but it's still there-ish. But it's like, it's in agony, in some type of agony.
And then can I try to roll to not be frightened anymore? I've just been standing here.
Sure, yes.
Hey guys, I hate to do this, but I got to step away. Something's come up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Right.
Sorry.
Good night.
We'll catch you next time. All right, that brings us to Zepho. This guy's right next to you.
All right, so
I'm sorry, we're going to go a little over, obviously, but this will be
fine.
We're going to wrap
That's
up
fine.
Christmas here.
That's fine. So I say to this creep, say, Christmas is about believing, and it's about spirit and Santas and presents and shit to make kids happy. It's not about weirdos like you trying to ruin everything. You're making me fight. I don't even like to do that. And then I actually do I get to do, it looks like I can do 2 attacks. Yeah, so I'm going to do 2 weapon fighting, which would be my bite and claw.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what I'm going to do to this jerk. So the bite's going to be first. It's going to miss terribly with a 5, and that was a crit fail +4. And the claw is going to come out, and that's going to do better. That's going to be a dirty 20 for that
Nice.
bad boy. And that's going to be for piercing damage of 3. And then I'm using a bonus action. Oh wait, I did that weird. Okay, I'm gonna do one more attack, but next time I'll explain it the right way, because I should have done my bonus action first, and then it would lead to 3 attacks. So if you'll allow it, just because I misread, that's okay.
Go for it. No, make it happen.
Okay.
We're
Right.
at 10 o'clock. Make it happen.
Other claws a 21 to hit,
Okay, there you go.
and
Nice.
that is for an additional 3 slashing.
So you've done 6 altogether, is what I'm
Yes,
reading.
yes.
Okay. All right.
And I say, just go away.
This apparition is going to again try to grab at Harpo. This time with a 16 to hit you at least. Actually, it's a 21 to hit
that
you.
hits.
You are going to take
Oh, geez.
some necrotic damage. You're going to take 8 points of necrotic damage as this chill, like, chills Harpo to the bone. And
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Carl, you are the last in line of the initiative.
Okay. So the apparition's still alive. So Carl,
Yeah, it just gave Harpo a cold touch, the cold shoulder.
yeah, let's warm up his heart. Maybe he'll see the Christmas spirit. So he kind of walks forward now, emboldened that he's not done with, or that he's done with frightened, and casts Burning Hands,
Ooh.
which is 3d6 fire. I'm just gonna do a spell attack because I don't remember what that Burning Hands is.
I think it's a spell attack, yeah, and then
Okay.
that's how you do it.
So that is a 17 again,
Yeah, nice. Roll the damages.
and 3d6 is not great with 8.
8. Well, that's enough to like burn. Like you see it, just like the fire just consumes it as it just screams, and this apparition disappears, and the Kringle killer screams, and he says, You may have stopped the one favored one, but I'm the most favorite of Nyarlathotep. And, at this point, it is his turn, and he is going to try to slash at Ziffo, who's right next to him. So with one attack, it is a 9 to hit Ziffo. So he slashes once, but then he slashes again to try to hit you.
Because the 9 doesn't.
9 doesn't. What about 23?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that for 12 slashing damages, he's like, Santa, you liar! You're a liar!
As I take this hit, I say, "Oh no!" and I fall backwards, and I say, "Guys, avenge my death. Make it mean something." And I hit the ground.
And yet, Zephyr, once you hit the ground, you open your eyes. It's a Christmas miracle, and you have a hit point left.
and the hat from Sam glows, gets this gold tinge glow to it.
Yes, there's
there we go.
You hear like the tingling, and but it is now Harpo's turn, and the apparition is died in front of you, and Zepho has fallen, but he seems to be not out yet.
I'm gonna kill you for hurting my friend. 10 to hit.
That is a miss.
The arrow flies wide.
You're still shivering from the chill touch that you received. But Groucho's turn is next.
Sacred flaming this guy. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Merry Christmas. He rolled a 13.
That's a pass. He's fine.
Oh, he dodges out of the way. But
man, this guy's good.
Ziffo, is your turn.
So I stand up. So let me see. I got to do this right here. So, all right. When you use a bonus action to engage in 2-weapon fighting after making. Okay. So, yeah, I'm engaging in 2-weapon fighting, and by doing so with unarmed strikes, which would be my bite and my claw. So then I can, so I can attack 3 times again then with my fighting style. Yeah. Alternate claws, 1 claw, bite. So, first one's a miss. So I swipe like this, and I'm like, come on. Like,
feel the spirit.
Come on, Santa. And I miss with my second claw.
Oh.
And I'm just like, and I just lean in, and I just go for the neck, and I'm like, third time's the charm. And it's not. I got a 7.
I'm just all wrapped up in your Santa suit.
My cage, I'm so rattled because I died and came back to life.
Right. And your fake beard is getting in the way of your teeth, so you can't bite. All right. That brings us to Carl.
Carl, after felling the apparition, his heart grows 3 times bigger with 3 temporary hit points as his reducing hostile creature skill, and then fires an Eldritch Blast at the
Kringle Killer
rogue, and fires a shot way up into the air, and boom! It just kind of like it's a nice little Christmas firework, way above the building. I'm just trying to spread Christmas joy. All right, I'll focus better next time. Crit fail.
Oof.
I'm gonna go down again.
At this point, he's gonna, back top of the order. It's gonna stab at Ziffo. Ooh, what about that's a 11 for the first?
That is a miss.
Oh, through some Christmas miracle, I only got a 9 on the second time around. Harpo,
Yay!
it's
Damn.
back to you.
All right, this time I won't miss.
He does take a bonus action to back away from, like, now that he's seen your claws and your teeth, there's almost like you see a look of confusion on his face as if like maybe the truth has been revealed to him in a way that he didn't know before, and he kind of backs away and he's almost looking like he's ready to escape. But Harpo, what are you doing?
I'm shooting at him. I got
Shoot
a
him.
12.
You got a 13 for Christmas bonuses.
I got a 13.
And you hit.
Heck yeah, I did. 7.
You got a Christmas
Crazy.
gift.
Little Christmas miracle.
There you go.
That's great.
Roll the damage.
7.
Nice. Oh, he's backing up now. He's got his arrow in him, and now he's very upset, and you could tell that he wants to get out of here now. Groucho, it's your turn.
It is a candy cane, by the way, sticking out of it.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, there's candy canes sticking out of his
Cane,
chest.
nice, love it. Groucho, it's your turn.
Who's next?
Jonathan.
Oh, Groucho, Sacred Flame once more. He's got to make a save.
Oh, he fails. I rolled a 5 this time.
Ooh, that's good. All right. It's 5 radiant damage that he takes.
All right. At this point, you see him. He starts howling in rage and screaming. And Ziffo, Bill, come on, man.
Finish
So-
him.
I'm gonna give you a Christmas gift of advantage.
All right, so I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same thing. And without advantage on the first claw is a 23 to hit.
Yes.
The second claw is a 19 to hit,
Yes.
and the bite is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't no ordinary Santa. Arr. And let's see, 3, 5. So it is oh shit, yeah. So it's a grand total of, so wait, 8. Damn, dude. 8, 6, so 14 total
So
slashing damage.
you claw him once, and he's like, "No!" And you claw him again. He's like, "No, Nyarlathotep, why have I failed? I gave you the tongues." And then at this point, you go in for the bite. He's like, "Tongues," and you bite him, and you pull his throat out with his tongue, and he screams, and he drops. And the Kringle Killer is been defeated by the ghouls who saved Christmas. Ho ho ho!
Yay.
Yes.
Ho, ho,
And,
ho.
and then a non-denominational open source Christmas song plays in the
That's right.
background.
And now let's eat.
Feast.
And yes, you feast on the Kringle Killer. You take him away, and like they cover it up. The mayor hushes it up, saying like the police task force have found the Kringle Killer, and nobody knows the real truth, but the deaths have stopped. And on the 25th of December, Christmas Day, in the graveyard, the peal of church bells and cheering crowd reaches even into your subterranean dwelling. Christmas morning has come. Bleary-eyed, you enter the common area and are stunned by what you see. A beautiful new Christmas tree stands where the previous one was, decorated with all the trimmings. Various symbols of the time of year dangle from the branches. A garland wraps around the boughs and up to a beautiful gleaming star at the top. Presents, one for each of you, sit beneath the tree wrapped in colorful paper with a ribbon tied in a neat bow. Next to each present is a colorful stocking filled with all kinds of treats. As you approach the tree with wonder and excitement in your eyes, you spot a piece of paper sticking out from beneath the ribbon. It reads, "Thank you for your help. Merry Christmas. SC."
Aw.
And
Nice.
Ziffo, I know how much Sam meant to you, and he holds out a neatly wrapped gift, and he goes, "Well, I know the morgue keeper's going to be mad, but I couldn't resist. And he hands you over this present, and you open it up, and it's Sam's foot.
And I get a little teary eyed as I just say, thanks, man. And I hold the box like this, and then I go like this up to the sky. Say, love you, Sam, my boy. And then I take the foot out, throw the box away, and I say, God bless us, everyone. And I start gnawing on the big toe.
Oh,
Nice.
Merry Christmas, everybody. That's
There you
that
go.
is a
Merry Christmas.
2023 Christmas holiday one shot. Again, this was the Ghouls Who Saved Christmas, and I had fun. It went in some fun places, and I once I saw the Ghouls Who Saved Christmas, I was like, I gotta this is the adventure we're running.
That was great.
Absolutely.
I was like this
Very
close.
fun.
I was gonna be like, should I do an actual Windshire? And I was gonna try to tie in something with Jack, but I saw this and I was like, this is easier. I don't have to think about something. But I was thinking about it. But I think it was fun.
No, this is good. This
It was
great.
fun.
That was
Definitely.
wonderfully goofy.
Yes, exactly.
Much appreciated for running it. It was fun.
Yeah, no problem. Merry Christmas. It's been another great year of playing D&D.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Here's to an action-packed role-playing of 2024.
That's right.
Heck
Double our Patreons.
Yeah.
Stretch goal.
Right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody. See ya.
Yeah. Thanks,
Chris.
Bill. Or I'm sorry. Thanks, Chris.
And with that, we wrap up this captivating holiday adventure with the Wednesday Night Crew. How the Ghouls Saved Christmas has certainly left us with a sense of wonder and a renewed appreciation for the unexpected joys that can emerge during the festive season. As we bid a farewell to this extraordinary tale, let's carry the spirit of the ghouls with us. A reminder that even in the darkest corners, there's room for warmth, love, and the magic of the holidays. Before we go, we want to express our deepest gratitude to our listeners. Their support and enthusiasm fuel our passion for storytelling. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share the Wednesday Night Crew Eberron Adventures with your friends and family. We hope you all had a joyous and magical holiday season, and look forward to going back to Eberron starting with our next session. Thanks for listening, and as always, see you next week. If you would like to support this podcast, please do so by going to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. And for a mere $3 a month, you can get a shout out, just like our very first Patreon supporter, Jonathan Boyd. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate the donation and your support. Once again, that is patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. See you next week.